Just a little disclaimer, I'm not saying the way I choose my makeup is the right way for you, and I'm not saying these products specifically are the right ones for you. Everybody's skin is different. Everyone's preference of how it feels is different. So you need to really think about what you want. So when you're choosing foundation, there's 3 things that you want to know before you even start. You want to know your undertone, which we covered in my last video. If you guys didn't see that yet, I will put the link below. So once you figure out your undertone, you want to know what type of coverage you want. So a sheer coverage is going to feel very light and breathable, usually not as drying, but it's going to give you a more natural look. So if you have pretty even skin tone and just want to even out your base a little bit more, a sheer foundation is probably good for you. Medium foundation are typically buildable. You can apply more to make it more full coverage. If you have a little bit of acne, discoloration, this is a good middle ground. Now, if you want full coverage, which I typically go for, because if I put on foundation, I want a clean slate to do the rest of my makeup. They can look more cakey and they can need touch-ups more regularly. Whether you have combination oily or dry skin, you want to make sure you're finding a foundation that works for that type of skin. Common mistakes that people make when trying out new foundations. First of all, you should probably not order a foundation online until you've already tried it and know it works for you. Trying to find your shade online can be extremely difficult. With computer screens, you can't really tell. You're never going to get a true match. What happens when you purchase foundations online, which I have done more than once, I don't know why I keep trying, is now, even with a tan, this is too dark for me. And that's what happens when you order online. I recommend not doing what I do. I didn't return this one because, like, if I do have my spray tan, I would mix it with a lighter foundation to create the right shade for me, or would just use it to contour. Next is, I see so many people do this. Don't test your foundation on your arm or your hand. Your face is not the same color as your hand. Or the inside of your wrist is another spot that people really like to do. This is not the same color as my face. So why would I test something that's going on my face on a different part of my skin? When you do test your foundation, you want to test it on the lower portion of your cheek. This is because your skin differs from your forehead, cheek, and neck, and you want to evenly match it as best as you can. So if you put it right here, you can just tell the difference right away. The next biggest mistake people make is not moisturizing. If you were at home and about to do your makeup, you would typically put on your moisturizer before you started applying your makeup. Now, if there's steps you do to prep your face before you actually put on your makeup for the day, don't you think when trying a new makeup, you should prep your face in the same way so that you can see what it will look like with your normal daily routine? You would think if you use makeup remover or a wipe to take off your makeup when trying on this new foundation, you want to re-moisturize that skin because you're stripping away natural oils that are there, and your skin is going to suck up the product, making it look more cakey, and it just won't give you a true idea of what that foundation is going to look like on you when you purchase it and take it home. Now, another mistake people use is they test the foundation with their finger. Is that how you apply your makeup at home? You want to apply it in the same way you would at home because that is going to be how you apply it. You're going to see what it's going to look like when you apply it the way you usually apply foundation. So whether you take your beauty blender with you, or if you ask one of the workers there to give you a brush or a beauty sponge, trying it with your fingers will shear it out and it will not apply in the same way that you're going to apply it at home. So what is the point? Right now it looks like a pretty good match. If you look at my neck color, compared to the foundation here, and the foundation compared to the rest of my face, it looks like it's a pretty good match. But before I decide, yes, this is what I'm going to buy, I'm going to wait. Foundation oxidizes when it is activated with air. You need to let it sit for about 5 to 10 minutes to see what it looks like when it fully dries down and oxidizes. It is going to become more matte as it dries, and oxidizing usually makes a shade a little bit darker on your skin. So you're just gonna wait about 5 minutes for that to dry into your skin before you make your final decision. When you go to try on different foundations, give yourself a lot of time. I used the Tarte Shape Tape foundation, the hydrating one on this side. And I'm using the Infallible Pro Matte on this side. So I have waited approximately 5 minutes to let those foundations dry down and oxidize. And as you can see, it got a little bit darker, but not too dark. You don't want to have a floating head, and this will also give you the chance to really feel what it feels like on your skin. So the Tarte side is a little more hydrated because it's a hydrating foundation, whereas this side is a little more soft and matte because it is a matte foundation. So that will give you the true feel of the formula. You want to go outside in the natural light to see if it looks like your color. Luckily, I'm sitting in front of a window, so I don't have to go outside, but if you're in a store, it's not the same as natural light, and that will be the best way to tell if it is a true match for you. This process does take some time. Don't rush it. If you are someone that gets a natural tan in the summer, you're probably going to have a summer shade or a summer foundation and a winter shade and a winter foundation. I'm one of these people, even though I fake tan year round, the formula itself is what needs to change for me between summer and winter. I can use a matte, dry foundation in the summer because my skin's typically oily or I'm sweating a lot, but in the winter I need a hydrating foundation. My skin is already so dry. If I put a matte or a drying foundation on top of my skin, it will just appear flaky and it will cake up and it will crack because there is no moisture in my skin. I need the moisture in the foundation. Make sure that if you're going to be spray tanning, you have a color that's dark enough for you when you're tanned and a color that's light enough for you when you're at your lightest, and then you can mix those formulas together as you progress through your fake tan. Investing in a good quality foundation is really the base of your makeup. That being said, you don't need the most expensive foundation out there. Infallible Pro Matte, this is a drugstore foundation. It's one of the only drugstore products I actually use, but it is amazing. I love it. Price doesn't always mean a better product. Lastly, if you don't have time, grab some samples and take them home. Try them on your own time and make sure you follow those steps. Thanks for tuning in today, guys. I hope you find a foundation that matches your skin. If you want to leave your favorite foundation in the comments below, let me know what you use, if you have dry skin, oily skin, and maybe I'll test out some products you guys suggest. Thanks so much.